Alright, I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, to the point because I know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes. You know why I'm here. I know why you're here, so let's just get into it, right? Let's just talk about it. Rangefinder camera, 1970 through 1973, if I'm not mistaken. Has a shutter speed of 1. Well, I guess it could go all the way up to 30 seconds, but I don't know if there's a manual mode for that. I've never tried to do long exposures with this, but I know like in broad daylight and stuff like that, this camera has the ability to go up to 1/500th of a second, which is pretty typical for cameras back then. Go ahead and look at the lens. You really look at it, it's got that Roker glass, 40mm 1.7 maximum aperture. This thing actually does pretty decent for portraits, you know. I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend it because it's a rangefinder camera, and when you're doing portraits, or maybe not typical portraiture, but at the very least like portraits of any kind, you still got to be like 3 feet or 1 meter away from the subject, which is kind of bad, but again, you still get a decent background. Camera's real cheap, it's real great, it's a nice alternative if you're looking at the Canon QL17, Canonet, or whatever the hell that thing is. Those things are relatively expensive. You know, this thing is gonna do you justice. It's gonna do just as great of a job. It's going to, you know, it's gonna supply you with the great photos. The rangefinder patch on the inside is super prominent. I promise you it is. And you can adjust. I mean, you can do a lot with this little ass camera. As you can see here, you have your throw wheel, and then this is how you adjust the ASA or ISO. Rangefinders are pretty dope. They're fun cameras to use. If you're looking at one, buy it. If you're looking at this one, buy it. Don't hesitate. I think if you can get this for $120 or under, you definitely win it. Definitely win it. I haven't had any problems with this, except for problems I personally caused with the camera. I'd absolutely recommend this camera. I've ran Portra, Superior, Cinestill, Ektachrome. This thing was great with Ektachrome. Jesus Christ, wonderful. I definitely recommend this camera, 100%. The 40mm focal length is a little tight, but you can get away with it if you're, you know, if you're nice with it. If you're skilled between the 35 to 50 or somewhere in between that range, I'm sure you're gonna have a preference, but this is right there. It's that sweet spot in between. I think you're gonna be able to compensate or adjust accordingly. Me personally, I use this a lot. I use this the most when I was in New York. I bought this camera from a thrift store for like 40 bucks. I didn't shoot a whole lot with this previously. I ran a few rolls through it, and it was almost like I had to force myself to use this. This is a great travel camera, absolutely crazy travel camera. Again, in New York, I ran a whole lot of HP5 through it, a whole lot of T-Max, and some portrait through it. Honestly, I've got great glass. I've got the 1N SLR. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check that out. I'll link it at the end of this video. I'll even put it in the description. But yeah, so this camera, it was giving me just as great results. I had read something somewhere that the Roker glass and the or Minolta and Leica had like this collaboration or something where they were like interchanging parts or something like that. But to me, it's like I think that some of the Roker glass that these cameras had during those times, they're like super like Leica-ish, you know. So it comes out super sharp, super crisp, assuming you land that focus right. So I should show you the bottom for me personally. So there was this I don't know what it was called. It was kind of like a spring or something. I lost it, right? It like fell out because I was like messing with the batteries. But as you can see in here, I have 2 LR44 batteries, and there's 2 blades. The 2 blades, they don't sit this hot. So I recommend you take them out, or you bend them using tweezers and maybe take out the whole strip and then bend them up super high, so that way the LR44 batteries can be accommodated appropriately, because yeah, they're not gonna fit. The batteries that went in here before were super fat and super thick in comparison to the LR44 batteries, but they were mercury based batteries, which, you know, they don't make mercury batteries anymore. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at 95 subs. Get me to 100 subs. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. Follow me on Instagram right here. Boom, at Michael Omo. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Snapchat. I mean, you see the name on the channel right now. Come on, bro. Stop playing with me. Help me get to 100 subs. I'm gonna do a shout out. Shit, I'll do a subscriber video, or I'll do some Instagram thing where I'll go through my followers. If you follow me on Instagram, right? If you follow me on Instagram right here, and you subscribe to me, contact me, and I'll go through your photos and I'll talk about your feed or something. I don't know. Let's do something crazy for the 100 subs. You see what I'm saying? Alright, y'all, I'm out.